Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show. My name is Miguel Pena, Southern Florida Concierge Association, and on today's call, we have an amazing list of panelists. We have some of, again, our usuals, Andrew and Ceci, but today we also have Mika, as well as Mika Cow from Try a Tesla, Janelle Blanco from the GMCVB, and Laura Geralt from the GMCVB as well. Want to thank you all for joining us. The heat of summer is here. Belated happy Father's Day to all the fathers and fathers-like figures that are in our lives. And special Father's Day to all our dads that are in heaven watching over us. It's Juneteenth, a day of remembrance of our freedoms and all the people that are created equal. Let us strive and understand and celebrate all diversities. Although Juneteenth was yesterday, we're officially celebrating it today with bank closures and as a federal holiday, and some businesses are closed. So for those of you joining us, and today's your official day off, thank you very much. Fuel is approaching $5 a gallon. Airlines are reporting record cancellations due to the labor shortage. Just this past Friday, we had 1.2 million passengers at MIA. This year's highest passenger count this past Friday. Food costs and prices overall are on an upward trend. Now, how will that affect tourism? We'll soon find out when Andrew gives his report. A special recognition to all of our sales teams, hotel managers, and support staff that are on the call. We truly appreciate your support. This is probably one of the largest attended calls so far. We have over 120 RSVPs. We generally pace it about 60 to 70 per month. So I firmly believe, and I think Andrew can agree with me, that it's because of the lovely young ladies that are on the call today that are driving the traffic to the call and all the information as well. If you've joined us for the first time, welcome. On this call, we will share dates, facts, figures, stats, and South Florida tourism. We also have some entertaining and informative facts that we hope you enjoy. Another busy month in South Florida. How is summer trending? We're going to find out. July 4th is just around the corner. What's planned on South Beach? We're also going to find out. Now, very important, we've got merchandise. How this works for the new people that have come on board? Very simple. You're going to ask a question. The first person that answers yes on the chat will receive the prize. What we're giving away today. During Mika's presentation, 2 one-day Tesla rentals. We're also giving away a $50 gas card during Laura's presentation. And then we have during Andrew's presentation as well, Ceci's presentation, we have the Apple AirTags. So make sure you pay attention, be familiar with the chat feature on your computer. And we will begin. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mika. Mika, can you go ahead and power up your PowerPoint?
Yes. Give me a sec.
Sure. Take your time.
Great.
There we go. Mika, you are on. Just go ahead and press the slideshow. There we go. You're all set.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mika. I work here at Try Tesla, and we are a family office based in North Miami. I just want to introduce ourselves, and we're very happy to be featured as a panelist here at South Florida Concierge Association. Thank you, Miguel, for everything, for the support, for the help, and I'm very excited to get it started. So our founding history, we started with a parking lift system that was started in 2003, and our founder was initially doing this parking lift system for over 2 decades, and we basically installed majority of the parking lift system. As you can see in the hotels, a lot of in the valet people, they use the parking lift system to increase the efficiency of the space used. We also founded this Try Tesla brand in 2020. And we also, at the same time, were planning a real estate development on our current location. So that's the things we're going on. But today we'll focus on Try Tesla. Who are we? We're a Miami local family-owned business that has big dreams. So this is our members. We are a small team of driven, hardworking young ladies that take great care of customers. What's our vision? Our vision is to provide the Earth's greenest and bogus transportation solution. And our mission statement is to redefine our daily commute by providing the most cost-effective, energy-efficient, and time-saving options. And we incentivize individuals and businesses make energy-efficient decisions unconsciously by providing the trendiest and cost-effective electrical vehicle rental and leasing options. Here, what we mean by leasing is we do long-term rentals. This is our founder and president, Bruce Roden Sr., and we are working close with a lot of his family members here on our team. Here is me and my colleague Indre. We are, as I said, we are a very small team. So we too work closely on operating the business. Where we are, this is our location. And as you see, this is our headquarters. We have all our cars lit up outside in our parking lot for customers to pick up. We remotely control all of our fleet. And this is when the customer comes picking up the car. This is on the right-hand side, you can see, this is Indre and this is the front office. This is our facility inside. As I said, this is a parking lift system that we installed, and basically we have the solo exclusive like a representation in this region. So we installed all these lifts for ourselves as well, and that enable us to put a lot of cars that under our facilities. We work hard. This is our family office. On the left-hand side, you will see a lot of teams working very hard. And on the right-hand side, you can see our car guy, Luis is cleaning our cars. A little bit about Tesla. Tesla's first car is called Roadster, and it was a two-seater sports car evolved from the Lotus lease. That was produced from 2008 and 2012. And the Roadster was the first highway legal serial production of all electric car to use the lithium battery cells, and the first production all electric cars to travel more than 200 miles. And it's also the first production to be launched into space. And it was carried into a Mars crossing orbit by a Falcon Heavy rocket test flight on February 6 in 2018. The battery, the Tesla's Roadster is powered by this battery, and the battery system, AKA the energy storage system they call it, is comprised of 6,831 individual Leon cells. And those Leon cells is the secret of the Rockstar. As of January 2022, Tesla offers 4 cars models: Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model Y. Tesla's first vehicle, as I just showed you, is no longer sold. Tesla has planned for a second generation Roadster, a semi-truck, and a pickup called Cybertruck. And the delivery date, as you can see, Model S started 2012, Model X 2015, and Model 3 2016, Model Y 2020.
Mika, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yep.
We're having a challenge. We're seeing you in a frozen screen, but we can't see your presentation.
Oh.
If you can bring the presentation back up.
Yep.
And for those of you that, my apologies, we will have Mika send this a presentation and we'll send it to you there we go. And you go to the slideshow portion. I said we'll present this whole presentation in the after notes as well. Right
You
there.
get to see this?
Yeah, we see it. Just go to the
Okay.
slideshow presentation and we're
Yep.
set. Thank you.
And great. Basically, the battery works like a human cell. So what we do is we try to avoid high and a very low stage of charge, and also avoid very high charging rates. So basically, when we're hungry, we need to eat. When we can't eat too fast, and we can't be in a very low temperature because it's cold, and avoiding very high discharging rates as well. So, and it ages over the time. So we definitely want to take care of the battery. So this is a Tesla models S3, Y, X, and Y. So you can see the pricings here, and actually they try to put the model as a sexy. So, and I think the E was getting the lawsuit, so they have to put it a 3. So it's as sexy still. And so there's a differences between standard range and the long range. Most of our cars, as a matter of fact, all of our cars are long range. And there's base model and the performance model. So a lot of cars are base model and only a few of them are performance model. And these cars goes really fast. This is what we have. We have 60 cars for now, and we're ordering a lot more, and we're in line for 100 Cybertrucks as well. And we have different colors. This is all the colors we carry. So we are able to provide whatever the customer prefers. And on top of that, we also have customized colors. We wrap our cars a very fashionable way, and we are not afraid to be loud sometimes. So if your customer just very loud and they like very exaggerating things, or they like fancy stuff, and feel free to recommend this to them. This is our website. We don't forget the hyphens in between try a Tesla. This is our pricing model for concierge programs. As you can see, we do daily, weekly, and monthly. These price includes delivery fee. So if you go on our website, one-way delivery, it's about $100. Let's say if a Model 3, you can see we deliver the car. I personally would deliver the car to your hotel and give it to your customers. So like counting all the extra costs, this flat fee is way more, it's way better. And our concierge program, we want to be successful. We also want to give back generously to those who helps us. So we offer a profit sharing model. 20% of the profit of the rental goes to you. So if we rent a car for, let's say, like if a customer rents a car for $2,500 a month with including everything, within the amount we'll take out of the 7% tax and the rental surcharge $2 a day, delivery cost $40. Let's say it gives us a roughly about $2,250, and then we multiply the $2,250 by 20%. And so it comes about $450 that we sell of ammo to our concierge directly. Our goal is for all the tourists in Miami knows about renting Tesla is an option, and we offer that. And we are the biggest Tesla fleet in South Florida, and we want to maintain that. And we want to offer the best concierge program, and we also want to offer the best customer service for our clients. What can you do? You can help promote a green lifestyle. Tell all your tenants about us, and please including us in your weekly and monthly newsletter emails. And we can collaborate and on hosting exhibitions and events. We can park our cars at your hotels or your facilities and do, an exhibit. And so feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to see what's possible. And of course, help us spread the words. and we definitely need your help. Okay, the two questions here. Everybody ready?
Before you start, Mika, before you start the questions, does
Yep.
anybody have any questions for Mika regarding the presentation? No? Okay. So few ground rules. If you win any of the prizes, you cannot win twice. So once you win, you may want to sit out because I want to make sure that we give the prize to everyone. So Mika, you ready for the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone ready
Alright.
with your chat? We're monitoring the chat room, and whoever has the first answer correct will win. Go ahead, Mika, ask your question.
Great. So you all get ready for your first free Tesla drive.
Which Tesla is this? Which model is it
So
for?
we offering two models, a Model Y and a Model 3.
Okay, so this will be for the Model Y.
Two. One Model Y and one Model 3.
So which one is this? What will
This
we
is
win?
going, oh, this is, the two questions are actually, oh, maybe I should take it out. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is for the Model Y.
First one's for the Model Y. Okay, go ahead. Ask your question.
Great. So the first question is, what's the name of the first Tesla car?
Woof. That was quick. You guys don't play. I'm going back. Let's see. It says the Roadster. Is that correct?
Yep, Roadster is correct.
So it looks like Jason Holloway is the winner. Everybody correct? Jason Holloway, you are the winner of the Model 3.
A Model Y.
Model Y rental for 1 day. So Amika will be in contact with you, Jason. Congratulations on your win. And thank you for everyone for participating. Man, you all were right. Cool. Okay, next one.
You ready for the second one? Okay.
Let's go.
The second one is, when was the car before, wait, and when did this car start delivery?
Okay, another rapid response. 2003, is that correct?
2008 is it correct?
2008. So see, we have a 3, a 9, 18, 12, 2008, Jonathan Sabin. Jonathan, congratulations. You are the winner with the correct answer. Now, why is such a disparity over the years? You sure it's 2008?
Let me actually double check.
Okay, please. I don't wanna... Usually we get the correct answer just in the order.
Yeah, Roadster, it's a 2008 version.
Okay, so 2008. All right, congratulations, Jonathan. We will be in contact with you. Thank you for everyone that responded. And if you have any questions, we will certainly answer them. If you have any questions during the presentation moving forward, let us know. We will certainly assist you. With that, we are moving on to the stats and figures, the meat of the entire presentation. For those people that enjoy this data, I certainly enjoy it. I like to see where we are, where we've been, and most importantly, where we're going. So Andrew, you want to cue up your presentation? Thank you very much, Mika.
Thank you.
Thank you. Andrew's queuing up. And for those of you who don't know who Andrew is the man that has all the information. Very fancy title too, Director of Research and Business Intelligence. Andrew Wobensmith with the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau. Kind sir, you have the microphone and the screen. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and good morning, everybody, and a great presentation. I think if anybody here was late, just so you know, we're giving away prizes. There's after this presentation, there's a question series, and we're going to give away a Tesla. So just make sure you're paying attention. So as you mentioned, Miguel, and we were talking at the very beginning, and you had mentioned some of the things, and you've been paying attention, right? Every month I've been giving this presentation since last August. So thank you for having me come back every month. And for those of you that have been here sticking around the whole time, I appreciate the support, and I really happy to hear the praise and people using this information for their folks. And so if you're new, then this is what we do every month. I give a a snapshot of our industry. I put my information into facts. Sometimes there's a little bit of subjectivity there. You can certainly take that information and interpret it any way you want, but I'll give you my understanding of what's going on in our industry, as well as some potential leads on where we think that we're going. So with that said, let's jump into this. I usually start out with some national traveler sentiment. I think this is good. We look at survey research that will give us an idea of how our travelers are thinking right now. And there's really no surprises here that travel demand is still high. But as we've talked about for months and we all are aware of, there are certainly a lot of financial issues that are going on here, really all around the world, but certainly here in our country, we can certainly talk about that. We know that rising gas prices continue to be a concern. That has been echoed more and more over the last several months and is not going to be going away anytime soon. Some of the ways in which consumers are going to be adjusting for these gas prices will be to take trips closer to home. They may reduce the number of trips. They may reduce some of their spending on their trips. So very interesting and important to look at as people are traveling, where it is they're going to be spending their money and how much. And the concerns are really great. You know, the concerns that one's personal financial situation would impact your decision to travel, it's still at 25%. However, there's a lot of people are saying that the concerns about the rise in transportation costs are even higher than they have been in the last couple of months. That said, you know, again, the demand is still high for travel, but there are factors that might reduce your decision to fly this year, such as the rising fuel prices, health. There's still COVID concerns out there. There are certainly risks of delays and cancellations, and some people are even saying the behavior of fellows or passengers may not really be something attractive for them as they're traveling. On this next little piece here, Wallet Hub, I shared this same survey information last month, and I normally don't do that, but this survey really hit me when I first shared this last month, because I think it really sums up where we are and where we could potentially be going. Wallet Hub did this summer travel credit card survey, and some of the stats that I really just loved out of that, and again, I shared this last month, but it's worth sharing again. One of these things I really loved was 1/3 of travelers said they are likely or very likely to apply for a new card before taking a road trip this year. I thought that was really interesting, because this could be a way in which people are handling these issues with finances. Rather than worry about the gas prices or worry about these rising costs, they may just be saying, I know how we're going to do this summer. You know, money may be tight, but we're just going to get another credit card and we're going to put it on the credit card. And it mentions here too that, you know, a lot of Americans know that travel will get them into debt, but it looks like even more this year are more willing to go into debt than they have in previous years in order to travel. I thought that was very interesting and thought I'd worthy to share again. In the past several months, I've been sharing a lot of economic data, and I'm not going to do that this month. A number of reasons why. For one, we could probably spend a lot of time talking about economic data and what we see going on there. I think another reason why is let's just call out, you know, the elephant in the room, that there's a lot of problems out there in our economy, and there's a lot of things that we're facing here. Rather than to mire us all down into the what could be, what might happen, you know, there's a lot of things that are not so great out there. I think that for the purposes today, what we really understand is how it is we're actually doing, because ultimately that's what matters. As much as things are going on out there, ultimately for our industry, for the hospitality industry, is what is going on in our industry, and even more importantly, of course, what's going on here in Miami-Dade. So we'll focus on that, and we'll talk about the actual performance of our industry. I'll stop for a moment here, and I'm not going to talk very long on this because we have a great presentation coming up on restaurants. But as many of you are aware, we are now at the Michelin status, right? We have finally achieved Michelin status here in Miami-Dade County. 65 Miami-Dade residents are now listed in the Michelin Guide. 11 earned at least 1 star. And I can't pronounce any of these names, so I'm not going to read them off, but there they are. Anybody could Google these and find out where they are. I'll mention here that there's a 3-star system, or actually 0 to 3 stars. That criteria is down at the bottom and to the right. I'm not going to read through all of it, but it ranges from a 1, high quality cooking, all the way up to 3, exceptional cuisine, worth a special journey. Remember these stats, folks. Hint, hint. Taking a look at the restaurant recovery, I thought this would be interesting, looking at data from Open Table, trying to understand what areas are recovering faster in terms of their restaurant activity versus other parts of the country. Those 2 lines above the 100, 100 is that baseline of doing where we were at in 2019 versus where we're at now. Miami-Dade County has been doing phenomenal, as many of you know, if you've been attending these calls every month. As a total, our state of Florida has been doing really, really well. I've included some other areas here in the country as well as the United States. The United States, that yellow line where the dotted line is essentially doing very well, really on par with 2019. However, some of these markets that I would say are our competitor markets are not doing as well as we are. And most notably, that last line at the bottom, that purple line, that is New York. And as many of you know, that's to be expected with all the issues around the pandemic and the restrictions that they placed on restaurants there, is showing that they're not recovering anywhere near how it is other restaurants are recovering. So good news for us, maybe not so much good news for other destinations. If you've been following along the last year, I speak about these things all the time. These are our daily demand indexes. I look at these three measures every single day. This really gives us an up-to-date understanding of how we're doing from a demand perspective. And really, these are boots on the ground. These are people coming through the airport, going into our hotels, they're in our restaurants. And if we can look at the volume of people, that should give us a pretty good idea of where we're at in terms of our industry. And the good news here is that we are at or well above where we were at in 2019. We have been on a very sustained trajectory all year long. Looking at last year, 1 year ago, we know that last year picked up dramatically in our industry. People were coming here more than ever. And we can see that in that top table, that left column there shows you that our airport was almost back to where it was in 2019. Our hotel rooms were arguably just as filled, and certainly our restaurants were more filled than ever. And the good news is this year we are carrying over to that same story. So that's really fantastic. That speaks to the resilience of Miami-Dade County, right? And we've seen this all year long intuitively, but we really see here, this is the data, right, folks? And we can talk about this and where we think we're going, but this is where we're at. And I'm really proud and amazed every day that I look at this information and say, wow, we are just not only holding on, we are doing even better than 2019. Some of the indicators that I watch from my desk in my office, I look at kayak.com because I think it's an interesting way to try to understand where that interest is of travel to Miami-Dade County. And Kayak, what they're doing is they're tracking the pace of airfare searches to Miami as well as another top 100 destinations. And then they're pacing that versus 2019 on a weekly basis. I said to myself, let's look at that and put that on a chart to see if that interest in search activity is going up or down this year. We can see at the beginning of the year, those blue bars indicate the percent change in 2019 of airfare searches to Miami as opposed to now. And so we did see it negative in the beginning part of this year. Along with that, I've charted out the number of actual hotel rooms sold pace-wise. So it's really just looking at the volume of searches for airfare to Miami-Dade, as well as the number of hotel rooms that were sold at Miami-Dade. And in that way, we can understand how we're sort of making that complete airfare search all the way over into actually staying in our hotels. And the good news here is that by March, we saw an incredible amount of pickup and even positive versus 2019. And it looks like for the most part, that trajectory has held. Let's take a moment to look at our visitors. When I talk about visitors, I'm not just talking about people that are coming through our airport. I'm talking about people that actually made it into our market and either came here for a day trip or spent overnight. The good news is for Q1 2022, we are well above where we were at last year, and we're also well above where we're at in the same period of time in 2019. And that is buoyed mostly by the domestic and Florida residents. Although international is starting to making a comeback, we can see here that we're still down about 15% versus where we were in 2019. That's not bad. I'll take that. Overall, the picture is still very positive. You can see in that bottom line chart, we're looking at the percent in the arrivals to MIA in terms of the domestic versus international passengers. To give you an idea of what this would normally look like, we normally see about a 50-50% spread between the percentage of people coming into MIA that are domestic versus international. And what we see is a slow, gradual, but certainly positive trajectory of people who are international coming into our market. So that's very exciting. Good news to anybody here who is watching the recovery from an international perspective. I look at airfare ticket sales as well here coming into MIA. This would go through travel agencies. That would include online travel agencies, like Expedia and Travelocity. This represents about 50% of the tickets sold into MIA. So this is a pretty good indicator of who's booking here and who's coming into our market versus who we think may be coming into our market. The news here is the last 6 months, it has been, again, predominantly Latin American countries, but we have known this. But Canada, UK, Spain are popping back up in the top 10. So that's great information and great news that we are starting to return back to what we've normally seen are our top markets. Looking ahead, looking for those tickets that have been booked for June, July, and August. That blue line indicates how many tickets we had as of the end of May. That green line is how many we actually sold in previous years past for the same time period. And we see that we're still behind. We're still behind in terms of the number of tickets sold, but we are getting traction here. And again, the top markets are Latin American, but we do see Canada popping back out, Spain, United Kingdom, Italy. So we are returning back to a sense of normalcy. And as we know, recently there were a lot of restrictions lifted on coming into the United States that are certainly going to be helping us even more coming into the summer. Stopping for a moment, if you're a hotelier, obviously you will really appreciate this information, but as I've said many times, if you can understand what's going on in our hotels in Miami-Dade County, then I think you can understand the health of our tourism. And so what I've done here is just show you the percent change or percent occupancy, as well as average daily rate and the revenue per available room. These are the big three metrics that we watch from a hotel perspective. And I've shown you what the county is doing, as well as the areas of the county and then our neighbors to the north and the south. And what we've been seeing more recently is we do see some softening in occupancy. And this is, if you're a hotelier, you probably know this. However, looking at 2019, it's a little bit of softening as well. So, we are comparing to last year, which was a very strong period, but we do see some softening. Part of that softening in occupancy is simply the fact that we've added a lot of supply since 2019, and that will have an effect on occupancy. But overall, the story here is still good. Average daily rates continue to be very high. Comparing 2019, they are still very high. You look at areas like Surfside, Bal Harbor, 137% higher than it was in 2019. That is still a great sign that there are a lot of people that are coming here and willing to spend a lot of money to be here. And ultimately, our revenue per available room, the metric that you hoteliers out there watch, is still doing very well versus 2019. Looking at that trend, the 52-week hotel occupancy, we have trended a little bit below. That solid line is where we've been at for the last 52 weeks. The dotted line is where we were at in 2019. And what we can see here is that there's still some gaps between occupancy versus now versus 2019, but it's not that bad. More recently, as we've just talked about, we are pulling away a little bit. Average daily rates, as we know, have been very, very high. That white space between the solid and the dotted lines, again, indicates how much growth we have seen over the past year for average daily rates. And while we're still seeing a tremendous amount of increases in ADR versus 19, as I mentioned to you, and we've been talking about for a couple of months, the rates had to soften sooner or later. They have been record rates for the past year, by the way, for anybody who's wondering. Since April of last year, we have had record rates. Now we are starting to compare to what is considered more normal. So we are going to see some softening. We can look at the future reserved hotel occupancy that's on the books. This data is about a week old. I want to let you know that things can change. But what we see here is what's been booked, percent occupancy for the upcoming 3 months or so. And this is, I want to put this out here real quickly, in case you're a hotelier that's looking at this and saying, that's not how my property is performing. That's not what we're seeing. We're doing better or we're doing worse. I want you to understand this is across the county. This is a sample of 115 Miami-Dade County hotels. So it's not every hotel in Miami-Dade County. I want to qualify that because you might be thinking that this may be off, and it may be off compared to what you might be seeing. But this is the data. And what we're seeing here is that we are seeing some softness. Those bars are where we're at right now. The dotted line represents what the occupancy was in the books last year at this time. And what we've been seeing is a lot more softness on the weekends as compared to last year, which is not really that surprising given the strength and the short-term booking windows that were going on a year ago. But it says here that further out, we're actually looking a lot better than we were last year. So that's positive. So what it's saying right now that the pace of booking is perhaps a little bit softer right now, but tends to be better further out. Looking down at the bottom, this table here is forecast information from STR. And what they're saying here is that it's still pretty good news. They're saying that rate is going to soften as compared to last year for the upcoming months. Again, no surprise to everybody. Occupancy is going to be fairly close. So the good news there is it doesn't look like there's anything too crazy going on here that may throw us off and say something to panic about for the summer. What I've done is I've looked at hotel booked occupancy pacing as well as Airbnb. We actually watched both of them. I haven't shared much about Airbnb for any number of reasons here. But what's interesting and to me kind of expected is that we look at the demand for lodging in Miami-Dade County. People can choose a hotel or they can choose Airbnb, right? So you have your different audiences here. And what we're seeing here is actually people tend to be, the pace, let me rephrase this, the pace of booking looks to be stronger for home sharing right now than it does for hotel. This is actually not new, but if I put this here on a chart so you can see this, what we see here is this pace looking at June, July, and August. The pace of booking, as I've mentioned, kind of falls in the short term, but is stronger further out. So that's good news for anybody here who's trying to understand what the activity might look like for the summer. It's still not looking bad. It's just that we know that the short-term pace tends to fall versus where it was a year ago. Just want to mention real quickly here some upcoming events coming up in the next couple of months here. Florida SuperCon for some of you geeks out there that maybe needing to dust off your Superman costume. There's a few other events going on, Rolling Loud. We expect to see over 400,000 people. Bad Bunny, who I still don't know who really that is going to be here as well at the Hard Rock Stadium. And then, of course, some sports, some Raiders versus Dolphins, some Eagles versus Dolphins. I'm from Philadelphia. It's really not the Eagles, it's the Eagles. So just in case you get that right, it's Eagles. We still have a few things going on here, and it looks like a pretty strong summer in terms of events. So I'll wrap this up in a couple of bullet points. As we talked about, the economy is going to continue to be an issue. People's pocketbooks are going to continue to feel this. Inflation is not going anywhere, at least from what we can see for now. However, this appetite for travel still appears strong. People will be watching their budgets. Visitation here is exceeding what it was a year ago, and we can see that a lot of that is being strengthened by the domestic market, but international travelers are returning with the most strength coming from the Latin America markets. All our main indicators of demand, hotel, airport, restaurant, are still really doing well. There doesn't seem to appear to be any softness. We had a little conversation before this talk about potential softness at the airport. We may have had some cancellations this last weekend, but we don't see that in terms of the actual number of passengers coming through. We are still cresting well above the waterline, so that's really good news. However, we do see some softening in hotel rates after an entire year of record ADR. Finally, we do see some softness sometimes in the term of the booking pace in the short term, but it is stronger further out, and we expect to see a similar pattern for the rest of the summer. So that's it, folks. Hopefully you got something out of this. We're going to share this deck after this presentation. You can have that, and certainly any questions, please direct them to me. You can click on this link and go to our website, or you can simply contact me through the information that's on this deck. That's all I have.
Excellent. As always, Andrew, very informative and educational. Anyone have any questions for Andrew before we move on to the question at hand? No questions? Okay, so what Andrew will be giving away is an iAir what's the device called? The tag. So Apple Tag, he'll be giving it away. He's going to be asking the question once again. If you've already won, you cannot win again. Won in this show, you could won in other shows is not a problem. And we will be mailing that to you right after we conclude. Andrew, what is your question, sir?
Sure. So I mentioned Michelin restaurants. I maybe had hinted to pay attention at the beginning here, but as we talked about, 65 Miami-Dade County restaurants made the guide for Michelin. How many of those restaurants had at least 1 star?
Ooh, that was quick. All right, so let me go all the way to the top of the list. Is it 11?
Yes, it is.
Carly, you're the winner. Carly, I hope that this works in the Everglades. Carly works for one of the Everglades outposts, and hopefully this will work in that area. I'm sure it will. Carly, congratulations. We will be sending that to you. I'll reach out to you after the call and make the arrangements. So we still have one more AirTag to give away. We also have a $50 gas card to give away. And we now will move over to one of my favorite times of the year, and one of my favorite people to talk about one of my favorite times of the year is spa and restaurants. What more can you ask? Janelle Blanco, you have the microphone as well as the screen. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, Miguel. Thank you very much for having us on here. I'm just going to give a quick brief on obviously our Miami Temptation programs, which is year-round. Of course, the most exciting is Miami Spa Month and Miami Spice. And during June, we also have Miami Hotel Months. But just so that you all know, and I'm sure you're all aware, all of our Miami Temptation programs run year-round. So if you go to MiamiTemptations.com throughout the entire year, you will know, and your guests will be able to have access to attractions offers, different types of offers throughout the entire year. So obviously now coming up is Miami Spa Month, which is always very exciting. That'll be July and August. And then Miami Spice will run August and September. But I did want to also give you a quick update on as far as the content and creative services team. So I'm the director of the content and creative services team, and everything is from our Miami Temptation programs. Obviously is very, very important in our department, but we are also responsible for all the articles that are on our website. So what we're trying to do is we're redoing our website. That's a different team that's redoing it, but Josie's team is redoing our website, and we're responsible, the content and creative services team is responsible for making sure that we have all of the articles, that it's more than 800 articles on our website that have the correct content and that are visually appealing. So we're responsible for that. And I just want to let you all know that our website gets so many hits. So I know that Andrew gave a quick update and very detailed update about all the visitors that are coming or planning to come to Miami. And it's really exciting that we see that not only in the numbers, but we also see that on our website. So I can tell you that whatever Andrew shared with you is true, because we're seeing it on our website. And so that's it for the content and creative services team. I look forward to hearing from all of you. If you have any questions or you have any updates that you would like to share with us from your hotels that you'd like us to have, please, please, please always send an email to content@gmcvb.com. I'll put it on the chat as well, but I'll give the floor to Laura so that she can give you guys an update on our Miami Spa and Miami Spice programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Janelle. Am I muted? Okay, no, it's always, I'm muted, I'm speaking. Okay, I'm gonna share this. Do you guys see everything? Good? Thumbs up, panelists? Okay.
All good.
Thank you, Janelle, and thank you, Miguel, for having us. My name is Laura Gerald. I'm the program manager of the Miami Temptations program, so I work very closely with Janelle and the rest of the content and creative services team at the Bureau. First up, we have June through September. It's Miami Hotel months. We have, we're nearing almost 100 hotel packages offers throughout the summer. Our participating hotel partners curated hotel packages with incredible offerings such as special family packages, resorts credits, luxury amenities, and oh, did my thing go? Do you guys see that? Thought it went smaller. Okay.
No, we see everything.
Yeah, luxury amenities, complimentary meals, and so much more. The offers are also like staycation packages, best room rates for book and travel during June through September. Our dedicated program landing page is on Miami and MiamiBeach.com with individual booking links that are provided by our hotel partners. Our marketing efforts are part of our year round for our hotel partners. So that's hotel months, you guys. It's running already, but hotels are more than welcome to shoot us an email, and I'll put that info at the end here. So you guys can ask for more information if you want to submit an offer for that. Next up is Miami Spa Month, celebrating its 15th year. It's the second longest running program at the GMCBB. We have participating hotel, day, and med spas that are offering treatments for as low as $109, $139, and $199 for those great packages for a full day experience. A lot of them are having letting you do pool access, beach access. You can find all that info on the website. This year, more than 30 spas across Greater Miami and Miami Beach are participating. We have a dedicated program landing page on Miami and MiamiBeach.com with paid marketing efforts for both paid and organic for consumers to the program site. Last year, almost 500,000 page views in 2021, and the program also receives a lot of really great PR and media coverage throughout. And for August and September, it's Miami Spice celebrating its very legal 21st year. It is the longest running marketing program at the Bureau, so that's very exciting. The participating restaurants this year offer a prefix 3-course Miami Spice menu for brunch lunch at $28. That one's not changing from last year, and dinner $45 and $60. This new dinner price that we introduced this year is to really offer that flexibility for consumers and our restaurant partners in light of everything that Andrew hit us with a couple minutes ago. And I'm sure we're all feeling it with inflation and all those crazy stuff going on globally. And of course, we're feeling it nationally. But the new pricing dinner structure is really in direct response of the feedback we receive from the restaurant industry. So we really want to make sure we give that flexibility to both, our partners and consumers. The dedicated program landing page last year received over 3 million page views in 2021, and that Miami Spice really receives really great PR and media coverage. So we are hoping to have an exciting year ahead, summer of all these great marketing programs. I'm going to add in the chat how you guys can contact us for more information if you guys are interested with any spa, hotel, or restaurant offered. And I will pass it to Janelle. I know she has a really fun question she wants to ask.
Okay, thank you very much, Laura. Laura, by the way, is in Texas. So just a tad bit hotter than South Florida. So that's one more thing we can appreciate. We're not there, Laura. We're here.
Yeah, 107. Yeah, no, if I could feel it in my eyeballs. Yeah, if I could feel it in my eyeballs, it's not normal weather. Wow. For sure.
Okay, so Janelle and Laura will be giving away a $50 gas card. Are you guys ready for the question?
So the question is, how old is Miami Spice?
Okay, I've got 15. Is that correct?
No, 21.
21. Ian Rand.
Legal.
Ian Rand. Miami Spice is now legal. Ian Rand, congratulations. You will get a $50 gas card. I'll communicate with you after to see how we get it to you electronically. Perfect. Thank you very much, ladies, for a wonderful presentation. Please share it with us. And by the way, Janelle, good news. You did beat David Whitaker's numbers. So we've had more people on this call that actualized than when he did. We won't share that with him though.
No, I will. I'm kind of competitive.
I won't say a word. I won't say a
word. I will. I'll be happy to say it.
And he's not on the call, so that's a good thing. So I think he's still traveling back from Switzerland. I think he was at Basel this weekend. Perfect. Excellent. All right. So now we move on to. Thank you, ladies, very much. Any questions for them? No? Okay, once again, for those of you who just joined us or joined us later on and didn't hear me, we share everything that's shared with you in the PDF. We will share it for you after the call in the after show notes. And then we will also produce this, and there'll be a link to the YouTube within 48 hours that you can also view at your leisure. And then we also have the audio version on SoundCloud. So if you're exercising and doing what have you, and you just want to listen to it, you can do so as well. With that said, now we bring it to the legendary, and I mean this honestly because Ceci has been around for eons, and she is the voice of South Beach. She is the voice on the city commission. She is the voice in Dade County. She's the voice of everything, and she's got her voice back. Last call, it was a little iffy there. So she's going to be talking to us about July 4th and everything that's going on in South Beach. Thank you, Ceci.
Thanks so much. It's so funny. I was looking at my memories on Facebook, and it said 2 years ago webinar of the Concierge Association. I'm like, I've been doing this for 2 years. This is awesome.
2 years. This is the 25th issue.
Yeah, this is great. And thank you for having me. I've been traveling over the past week and a half or so, or almost 2 weeks. And I have to tell you, I came in last night really late, so the hair's up. But the airports are full. But I have to tell you, the courtesy level is very high. So we are treating our guests very, very well. And I just kudos to the airlines to keep all of that up. There were people waiting in line. There were people who were overbooked or trying to get on standby, and everybody was super courteous. And I've been to multiple different airports over, the course of the week. And I just really was, I made a note of that because it was really very outstanding. So that's good for us in the tourism industry when the airlines and the airports are being courteous all the way around to our guests. So I just wanted to make a note of that. on Ocean Drive, we've been having the Ocean Drive, and Janelle is on, and I'm really grateful to her. We've been having the Ocean Drive Promenade music series. So from 13th to 15th to 14th and a half is no traffic. And the city asked us if we would activate this to make it just not a void. So every Sunday, it started at 5, now we're going to 7 because of the sun. We have a string quartet, or we have Jazz Appreciation Month in April. So we had Nicole Henry and Milton Mustafa and some really, and Danny Mixon that flew in for this, right, with the overture of to Overtown. So we are featuring all these wonderful New World Symphony, New Deco, I mean, all these wonderful string quartets that you can come out and see for free. And we have tons of people that are coming every single Sunday with their blankets, their chairs, their picnics. It's an hour, but they're taking advantage of the park. They're listening to some wonderful music that they'd have to buy tickets to see. So, and they're also, I love having the little kids like dancing ballet to the classical music. So they're getting a musical appreciation that you can't otherwise kind of get because you're not going to take a little kid to a concert hall, for example. So I'm very proud of the partnership that we have with the GMCBB. And because of this, the GMCBB put together a website for us, and it's called Ocean Drive Arts. As you know, the mayor is really strong about making it the art and culture Art Deco district, right? So the art and culture comes from us promoting that. So actually Janelle has been helping with that. There's content that you can put there. I think what's going to end up happening is the Wolfsonian is really going to be our cultural anchor. It is right up against Ocean Drive. It is wherever, and it is FIU. And so FIU is doing a lot more performance-based things and musical-based things and using it as an event space. When it actually goes through construction, we supported it because all of our little Art Deco hotels really don't have banquet space. So they're missing the hotel, the wedding industry. They're missing the corporate industry because they can't have a function. The Wolfsonian is going to be their function space. So you'll see this evolution over time as concierges. I just want to have you keep that in the back of your mind as these things start, you know, coming into play. So every Sunday, the Ocean Drive Promenade Music Series, we have committed to continue throughout the rest of the year, and the city has contributed the GMCBB and the Ocean Drive Association. So that's exciting. The next thing happening though is the 4th of July, and we almost didn't have it. Janelle's like, I can't find anything on it. I'm like, because we almost didn't have it. Just like food prices have gone up, just like staffing, having to pay staff has gone up at a premium because you can't find the staff, fireworks have gone up. And our normal production company is, I think he retired. So the person that we use every single year for the 4th of July kind of retired, you know, and a lot of people did that during COVID. They made a decision not to come back because I've been doing this for 30 years. I have to retire sometime. I might as well just not come back. So that's kind of what happened. And then we found another production company that we knew we weren't comfortable with. They were a supplier of fireworks, not really a production company. So at the last minute, we found a production company that we were really comfortable with. And I'm very happy about that. And then we are working with the Miami Classic Music Festival, and some changes happened with the city. We can no longer have this concert in the park itself, but we got the showmobile. So we are going to have a 4th of July concert again. And we did this in 2019. We thought it was going to be an annual thing. People said nothing this wonderful has happened since Pavarotti came and played on the sand, and COVID hit. So we picked up that thread, and we are going to have the orchestra play on the sand. And I have a clip that I want to show. Can I do that, Miguel? Can I share my screen? I can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here it is. I have a clip from the first time. So, well, that's Fire on the 4th. Hold on, that's not the one I want. Let me think. Hold on, sorry. Here we go.
We're showing Fire on the 4th.
No, this is the Miami Classic Music Festival in Llamas Park on Ocean Drive. This is what we did in 2019. This is only going to take a minute. So right in the middle of the park, a full orchestra of 50 musicians with fireworks going off right over them for the 4th of July, Independence Day.
Ceci, we don't see the video. Only see the fireworks on the floor.
Then we have, you don't see it?
No, we don't see the video. We just see fire on the
Oh.
floor.
Okay, let me then, here we go. Let me
Nope,
share my
still-
screen again.
Still
Now,
says
how did
fire.
it go to burn?
There we go. Now we see it.
Okay. All right, I'll start it over again. I'll only do a couple minutes.
Okay.
Here you go. This is it. Okay, so that gives you a great idea. I'm going to stop sharing. That gives you a
Excellent.
great idea of what we're doing in Lummis Park. It's wonderful. You could see it from, miles around. It is the South Beach fireworks. I am positive that every hotel with a rooftop is going to have some kind of a 4th of July party. Their Lowe's usually has a special VIP thing that they put together for that. So we are going to have the fireworks. I actually got that confirmed only last week. So that's why you haven't seen anything on it. I'm going to spend today putting it out there. So we are going to have this wonderful program. The program will start at 8:30, and the orchestra, which is about 60 musicians, is going to start playing, and we'll have opera. We'll have some singers that are opera and Broadway. So they're going to start at 8:30 with opera, Broadway, popular songs. Right at 9 o'clock, when the fireworks go off, the orchestra will be playing the 1812 Overture. And after that, they will be playing all of the military songs. I have to tell you, it was so incredibly moving because when we did this in 2019, we had veterans there and they were so emotional over hearing the military tunes. The fireworks go for about 15 minutes from 9 to 9:15, and the orchestra will continue to play till 9:30. That's what we have for South Beach. I mean, we have so many things going on in South Beach. We really don't have to have a lot of activations, but this is going to be the centerpiece. And then you saw already the fire on the 4th, so I'm not going to be putting that back up. That was actually on the GMCBB site. So the city of Miami Beach, and with the GMCBB promoting it, are going to have this wonderful fire on the 4th that they have every year. And that starts at noon on the 4th of July. And over by the North Beach Bandshell, the new Miami Beach Bandshell. And they're going to have a lot of kids programs. They're going to have a lot of music going on at the same time. It's not classical music. It's a little bit different, very family friendly going on. And that's the fire on the 4th. So it's a wonderful family experience on North Beach. We have the wonderful South Beach experience as well. So we're going to have and come back to an amazing 4th of July. We should be celebrating this country. We know the world right now is in turmoil. It breaks my heart to see that we were once again in this kind of warfare environment where people are afraid for their lives. And I just want world peace. And it's so sad to see that we have gone backwards. And more than ever, I think we need to show patriotism and appreciation that we live in the country that we live in. I'm just really emotional about this. So I'm really looking forward to this 4th of July, and I'll be sending all of this over to Janelle. And if you are doing anything on Ocean Drive, I know the Avalon started with a little Cuban trio. I know some of these other hotels and venues are starting to get with the live programming and the arts and culture. We also will post all of that on the oceandrivearts.com site. So you'll see a lot of things happening. And they also are putting, and Janelle's really good about this, putting other things like the tours and some things that are peripheral to us because it can be more comprehensive. Our goal, listen, Wynwood is not my competition. Brickell is not really my competition, but certainly if people are on Miami Beach and staying here, we'd love for them to stay on Miami Beach, right? And so we want to offer them things that are culturally interesting, creative, things for children, things that they feel like they're part of South Beach, part of Miami Beach, and don't have to rush off somewhere else and just come back for, the beach and for their hotel rooms. So yeah, I am really looking forward to it as well. It's going to be on the hard pack. It is going to be bring your own chairs, bring your blankets and that type of thing. When we had this 2019, I loved seeing families with picnics come out and use Lummis Park, right? Lummis Park is too empty. And so what I saw on the 4th of July from 2019, it was just full of families, and it's just a lovely place. Of course, we have over 40 sidewalk cafes. We've got a lot of hotels that have rooftop experiences that'll be provided. The Dream always has a beautiful rooftop party. I know the Moxie and the Good Times are having good rooftop parties as well. Also, Nikki Beach will be having their fireworks. So they have that annually, a kind of a private party that they have over at Nikki Beach. So there's lots to do on the 4th of July in South Beach.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ceci. Okay, everybody, are you ready? It's time for the question. Ceci, you have your question lined up?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, get ready to chat. And Ceci, go ahead and give us the question.
What does the orchestra play right at the stroke of 9 p.m. when the fireworks go off?
Orchestra plays. Let me know if it's correct.
Michael Del Toro was so quick on the draw.
Michael Del Toro, 1812?
Yeah, it's the 1812 overture.
Cool. Congratulations, Michael. You've just won yourself an air tag. Michael works at the St. Regis Val Harbor. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody actually got it. Amazing. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Thank you. Fun stuff. Very important. I know I'm running a few minutes late, about 2 minutes over. Happy 4th of July, everyone. It's easy to make a buck. It's tougher to make a difference. Let's strive to make a difference in the lives of our lives and the lives of others. As Ceci said, it's a crazy time we live in, but we can make strides to perform random acts of kindness, make a difference in someone else's life. It will come back to you in a positive way, and it will go a long way in their lives. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, The Maestro and In the Know. Follow us on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Ceci. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Mika. Congratulations to our winners, Jason, Jonathan, Carly, Ian, and Michael. Look forward to our notes and presentation in an email by the end of today, and the video recording will be available probably in about the next 48 hours or so. Have an amazing month, everyone. See you in July. Peace, love, God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.